Hey guys, it's Jake at FPR Geek here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are reviewing the little magician himself, Lionel Messi, and this is his Player of the Month for League One card. So yeah, he is 5'7", he's got those low work rates which you'd think is kind of annoying, but actually is fine in game, especially for the position I'm going to be playing him in. He's obviously left-footed, he's got the 4-star skills and that all-important actually 4-star weak foot. In previous FIFAs he used to have 3, so it's really nice he's got that 4-star weak foot, which I think is deserved in real life as well. So player details, he can only play this cam position, well this Player of the Month card, which I find quite annoying. I feel like they should have given him the cam and then also given him the right wing, because it's kind of like an upgrade, so I don't know why they just gave him cam. But I think him being cam, it makes for squad building a lot better, just because there's a lot of really nice right wingers in this game. And when you see the team I've got him in, I use Inform Ousmane Dembele, and yeah, it's annoying that if I like those two players, then I could only use, like, I'd have to pick Messi or Dembele, when this card, you know, gives me an option to use both in game, which I think is very important for this card. So that's probably another factor why I think he might be worth you guys investing these coins into him. He obviously plays PSG's league in the League One, and he is Argentinian or Argentine. So anyway, attributes. He's got 88 acceleration, which I think is really nice. He definitely feels a lot faster. His 82 pace in game might be combined with his really high dribbling. His dribbling stats are just nuts. His shooting stats, his passing stats, I don't really need to go through them, guys. You can see them on the screen there. They're absolutely incredible. Downfall would probably be his stamina at 71. Similar story with Ousmane Dembele. You might need to sub him off, you know, in half time or so. Not half time, extra time. Yeah, that's probably his only downside on these. Well, and his sprint speed is quite low, but in the position I'm going to be playing him, you don't really notice that. And the position that I would recommend you playing him in. Getting into his traits, he has every trait in the book. He has finesse shot, long shot, playmaker, outside of the shot, chip shot, and technical dribbler. All of the best traits, to be honest. That important outside the foot shot trait, which makes this card ridiculous. Yeah, let's get into the gameplay now. So yeah, I did play 7 games with him. I scored 7 goals and I got 4 assists with him. I was playing him in the 4-3-2-1 formation, which is my new formation, which I'm really enjoying now. And I did play him left centre midfielder, which is kind of crazy, left centre midfield. He just works so well there. If you have I was using the new Fofana card and Kessie as my 2 sort of defensive midfielders, and then I used Messi as kind of like my centre attacking mid, which is also where I would recommend him in other formations. He'll work really well in centre attacking mid, and then in this formation if you want to, you know, try this formation the same as me. I was using the Hunter chemistry style on him, and then getting into his pros, obviously pretty much shooting, passing and dribbling are his pros. He just feels insane game. The first one though I'm going to talk about is his acceleration. His acceleration felt really nice in game. It almost felt, you know, like 95 acceleration just because of his build in game. He felt definitely a lot quicker than that 82 pace on his card, and that was all down to his acceleration and where you're playing him. So you're kind of like utilising the acceleration as his pace basically. You're not really using that 77 sprint speed. He's never going to get up to there because of how you play Messi basically, which is how I would recommend you using Messi, which makes him basically a top meta player. But if you're going to use him as like a striker or a winger, that's where it becomes, you know, a problem. You don't want to use Messi as, you know, you might be able to get away with him out wide if you're not just going to run down the line with him. If you're going to actually use him creatively, then he might still be good as like a left attacking midfielder, because you can utilise those Travellas on his left foot and the outside foot shot trait. So that's where you could play him, but I still wouldn't play him there because there's the odd occasions where you do need to run down the line, or you do need to, you know, use that as build-up play as your only option. So yeah, his shooting was arguably the best I've used in this FIFA. It's so consistent. Every time I'm like, you know, one-on-one with the keeper, I just know I'm going to score. And there's a lot of times where I don't think I'm going to score, and then I just score. That's how good Messi is, and that's how good he is at shooting. Obviously getting 7 goals in that left centre mid position is kind of crazy. Obviously I was using him a bit more in this player review, so it's going to be slightly biased stats. I've been using him, as you'll see on his card. I have played 17 games with him now, and I've scored 12 goals and 7 assists. So obviously when I play him like more naturally, he does actually technically provide more for me when I'm like not trying to use him, just because he's such a nice build-up player to use. But when I'm just, you know, using him for the player review, I kind of tend to use cards a little bit more, and it's a little bit less natural. But both times I've loved him, and yeah, obviously I'm going to get more goals with him if I'm going to try more shots with him and, you know, get a really good feel for him. But yeah, so 7 goals in 7 games is an absolutely crazy return, and obviously those 4 assists is actually really nice as well, because, you know, in centre mid you're usually like the one that's getting the assist before the assist, so a lot of the time he was doing that. His build-up play is absolutely insane, and he's probably the best person for that. So yeah, his shooting, as I said, incredible. His passing is probably the best I've used, and his dribbling is probably the best I've used. So shooting, passing, and dribbling are just all obviously going to be top tier with Lionel Messi. He's the same, you know, for the last 2 FIFAs now. He's just, or the last 2-3 FIFAs, he's just the best at those 3 things. And yeah, obviously with that force to FIFA makes his passing really nice as well. And obviously dribbling, I'm not really going to go too into dribbling. His dribbling is nuts. He is the best dribbler I've used by far, better than JJ Kocher and, you know, players like that who have really high dribbling. He is Lionel Messi. Don't really need to talk too much about dribbling. Cons. Let's get into his cons, because that's kind of the probably the more important thing. You know, everyone kind of knows what you're getting from Lionel Messi with his pros. But yeah, cons for this year. Sprint speed is obviously a downside. You're not going to be able to blister on through with him, so that's why I recommend playing him centrally or in, you know, left centre mid, where I was playing him. Then links is kind of annoying with Lionel Messi, unless you've got, you know, Neymar and Mbappe. Obviously you can use, the way I used him was, you know, inform Correa to get the Argentine link, and then I used Hakimi, and then kind of got managers to give him chemistry. So it is fairly easy to get links, but he's not like the easiest. So, and you kind of force you to maybe use some Argentine players you don't really want to use. So yeah, that's the issue. Unless you know you've got a ridiculous amount of coins, you can just buy Mbappe, then it's fine, or Neymar, then it's fine. But I love using hybrids, and I hate just using one league teams. So Lionel Messi is kind of awkward for that. And obviously with the formation, you've only got one position. That's kind of a con as well, because we can only play cam. So I'm using the 4-2-3-1 because I wanted to get Fofana in, who can only play CDM. So I needed a formation that was CDM and cam, and then I had to try and link it all together. But and I wanted to use Dembele on the right, so I was like, okay, there's only like one formation I can use, and then I had to try and fit players around that. So yeah, that's probably the con for him, you know, squad building. But yeah, it's not really like a massive issue. It's just like, you know, like a small con. But yeah, overall, probably one of the best players I've used in all of FIFA. Fun fact, I'm going to give him a 9.5. Obviously, using Lionel Messi is such a fun card to use. Dribbling, he just feels like he's got 6-star skill moves, because his dribbling, you don't even have to use the 4-star skill moves, you just dribble around players. Like, that's what I always think about Lionel Messi. I'm a big skiller, I love doing skill moves, and for me, Lionel Messi's the best at just getting past players. So yeah, in my head, he's got 6-star skill moves. That's what I always say about Lionel Messi. Value for coins, I'm going to give him an 8.5. Obviously 700,000 coins is a lot of coins to invest, but if you've done it kind of slowly like me, like I've kind of used a lot of untradables. I haven't invested into him straight away. I've kind of used a lot of untradables. I did get impatient towards the end and, you know, probably put in like, you know, 200-300k, but you know, a good portion of my Lionel Messi has been untradable fodder from division rivals and FUT Champs. So yeah, if you guys have got a lot of fodder just lying about, I would say he's definitely worth picking up, and you can grind him. I think he's still got, you know, at the time of recording, like 18 days left, so there's still a little bit of time. There might be like 1 or 2 division rivals and FUT Champs rewards that you can sort of put him into. So, you know, if you're doing well in FUT Champs, you should get, you know, around about 100k per one. And yeah, I think you could probably, you know, put in another 200-300k, and you've got yourself an amazing Lionel Messi card, which will last you, you know, probably until January. You can't really go wrong with Lionel Messi, especially if you're using him in the cam position and the you know, central positions. Overall rating, I've given him a 9.5 just because he's probably one of the best players in the game. I said Ousmane Dembele was my favourite player. This guy's definitely close. I think Dembele's easier to use, but I feel like you're playing really nice FIFA. Messi's just so fun to use if you're having a good day on FIFA, because you can just literally destroy your opponents with him. But Dembele is a good player if you're just, you know, he's quite like a meta rat, so you can just kind of like use Dembele if you're playing crap, if the servers are crap. But if the servers are crap, then Messi is a slightly harder player to use. But yeah, if the servers are good and you're playing good Messi, you will just destroy your opponents with Messi. So that's why I think he's really fun, a really fun card to use, and obviously he's FUT Champs ready. So let's get into what the card felt like, especially in the central position. His pace, you know, felt right around the 85. He was getting caught up a little bit if you had the ball with him a little bit too long, but usually I'd be able to find a pass or pull off a shot at Trivela. So yeah, 85 I think is fair for him. Dribbling 95. The pace is, I put 3 points higher, so he's 82 on card, and then so yeah, felt 85 pace in game, which is really nice. Dribbling exactly the same. It's Lionel Messi. Dribbling 95. It felt that I could have put 99 if I wanted to, but you know what? Just it feels 95, so that's what I've put. Shooting 90, again the same. I've put. And then passing, I've gone up 2 points. I've made it 93 just because he's by far the best passer I've used. And I think I gave Harry Kuehl 92, and he feels better than him. so I kind of had to give him 93. Then defending I've just kept the same, and then the physical I've kept the same as well. His physical might have even be probably a little bit less. He didn't feel, you know, obviously strong at all, but because of his high dribbling and everything, you know, he just gets around people, so you don't really need strength for Lionel Messi. So yeah, that is everything for Lionel Messi. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this player review on the player of the month, Lionel Messi. Don't forget to let me know which player you'd like me to review next. And don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe and hit the bell notification to get notified when my videos go live. And catch you next one.